child protection guidelines apply to all children from birth through age 17 who are under church care during public worship services, family ministries, or church-sponsored activities. Our family ministry team is made up of a mixture of people. Volunteers are adults who work with children in a non-employment role with Bethany. Helpers are children who are at least one grade older than the children they are assisting. Staff are paid employees of the church. We consider all these groups a critical part of the safety net for our children, and that is why they must all meet high standards of screening and education. Let's talk about your role in that vision. The child protection policy begins by reminding us that caring for children is not a right, but a privilege. This privilege carries a significant expectation to shepherd children with love, integrity, and respect. As a volunteer, you are called to love children as Christ loves them. Model proper Christian conduct in every interaction. Understand that your role includes not just supervision, but guiding the hearts and souls of children. Keep their physical safety and emotional well-being at the center of your attention. This is a calling that goes beyond task checking. It requires us to embody the character of Christ in everything we say and do. At Bethany, all family ministry volunteers and staff share this high standard. Here are some key expectations we hold for every volunteer. Screening and background checks. To make sure your children are safe, every volunteer must complete a thorough screening process, including criminal background checks. We do this because our children's safety matters. The policy requires volunteers to renew background checks every 5 years. Training. All family ministry volunteers must complete Bethany's child care training before working with children. This training equips you to understand our policies and best practices. For existing volunteers, periodic refresher sessions help keep everyone up to date. Ongoing accountability. If you ever have doubts about a child's safety or worries about a peer's behavior, you are responsible for speaking up. Our culture is one of transparency and care, and silence can do harm. Volunteers are empowered and expected to report concerns to ministry directors or pastors immediately. Living the example. Above all, volunteers are expected to live out the Christian example in speech, behavior, and attitude. This means treating children with kindness, patience, and dignity while intentionally modeling Christ's love in our daily lives. We believe when volunteers embody these principles, children experience ministry environments that are not only safe, but joyful and nurturing. Now let's highlight some fundamental principles that guide how we care for children. 2-volunteer rule. Whenever possible, at least 2 volunteers should be with children at all times, especially younger children. This helps protect children and volunteers alike by increasing accountability and ensuring supervision. Visibility. Ministry areas should be arranged to maximize clear lines of sight between volunteers and children. Closed-door private meetings with a single child are not allowed. This practice helps prevent abuse and promotes transparency. Volunteer-child ratios. We seek to maintain safe volunteer-to-child ratios to provide adequate supervision and personal care. This reduces the chance that a child can be left unsupervised or vulnerable. Parental involvement. Parents are regarded as partners. We have procedures for check-in and check-out, including secure authentication systems to make sure children are released only to authorized adults. Open communication with parents helps build trust and security. Respect for privacy and dignity. Volunteers are prohibited from photographing children during ministry activities to protect privacy. Technology use must also be limited and approved by ministry leaders, avoiding unauthorized personal messaging or calls. Our child protection policy was written primarily with our church's kids in mind. However, you might wonder, how do these rules protect me too? That is a good question. The church's policies protect volunteers from misunderstandings or false accusations. When we have a clear rule about supervision, consent, and behavior, we reduce opportunities for confusion or suspicion. If an allegation ever arises, these policies ensure a fair, confidential, and prompt response, safeguarding both the child and the volunteer. An important aspect of your responsibility relates to recognizing and reporting any suspicion or knowledge of abuse. At Bethany Church, we have a moral and ethical obligation to report any suspected neglect or abuse. If you suspect or observe any signs, you must talk immediately with a ministry director or pastor. Documentation is required via our child abuse reporting form based on firsthand observations and what the child has shared. Reporting protects children, helps family get the support they need, and ensures the church fulfills its legal and moral duties. Failing to report can have a serious consequence for the child, the family, the ministry, and potentially for you personally. We take this responsibility seriously, and we will support volunteers through appropriate training and leadership.